So you use this term a lot at the company, virtual wave. What exactly is the virtual wave?
You know, the virtual wave's a paradigm shift, a big paradigm shift. The last major paradigm shift was the mobile wave, and that kicked off in 2010. And that was the leaping, the transformation of software from the desktop and the laptop to the mobile device. And the virtual wave is a dramatic acceleration in the dematerialization of processes and products and the way that we interact with people. It used to be that we went to business events, and all of a sudden the business events dematerialized to be online events. It used to be we went to business meetings, and the business meetings dematerialized to be Zoom meetings. It used to be that we shipped products, and then the products dematerialized to software. So the virtual wave is just a dramatic transformation in the way that we live.
Who would you describe to be the big technology winners of the virtual wave?
As we transitioned from communicating to people in person, we started communicating online, and so you saw a dramatic growth in dependence on Twitter, right? I think we've seen an explosion in utilization of YouTube. People are now using YouTube to upload educational content as well as upload entertainment content. And in a world where you can't go to a football stadium and you're on your computer, or you can't go to a movie theater, then you tend to go to the products that make it easiest to stream that video. And so Twitter and YouTube were big winners. We all know the story of Zoom, which went from 10 million users to 400 million users in a matter of weeks. We've seen an explosion in social media. We've seen an explosion in online streaming video. We all know the stories of the entertainment online streaming services. I mean, Netflix is a big winner. Disney Plus has been a big winner. And in the business world, AWS, Azure, cloud service providers have seen an explosion in demand. All of these things are ways to virtualize a message, virtualize a service, virtualize a product.
What would you say that it takes to really compete in the new world?
If I replace 10,000 salespeople with one website, then what I'm doing is I'm automating the sales activity, right? And so there's an explosion in demand for coding skills to automate. You know, the other thing that I've noticed is, you know, it used to be you would have 5,000 bars with 5,000 different bands playing at the same time. Now you have one band playing on YouTube to 500,000 people. So what you have is an explosion of popularity of the celebrities and the best products. So specialization is really important. The world doesn't want the average bluegrass band. The world wants the best bluegrass band on YouTube. And that means the bluegrass band that records in super high definition 4K with great stereo sound, that's attractively produced, that puts out really high quality content every single week. That band might very well generate 1 million followers or 1 million customers. And the good news is the band explodes. And the bad news is 3,700 local bands whose primary value proposition is they're in front of your face playing at the county fair on a Saturday afternoon, they struggle. So specialization is really key. You need to be the best in the world at what you do. Automation is really key. You need to find a way to deliver it via a website. Acceleration is really key. People expect lots of high quality content and really good services and features to be delivered faster. All of these things play into the notion of virtualization. And what do we really want in this world? Well, we want people that have insanely great coding skills, or we want people that have really good communication skills. If you can communicate, tell me why I want to buy that product. We can upload that to YouTube. You might have 350,000 views of that one salesperson explaining why you should buy that product. In the 20th century, we would have hired 10,000 salespeople to meet with every doctor in every hospital and explain as best they can why you should prescribe that drug. Today, why wouldn't you just have the single best communicator articulate that, upload it to YouTube, and let every doctor in the world download the video 1.2 million times? So being a really good communicator is important, and without coding skills, you have no product.
So you talked a little bit about some of the winners of the virtual wave, what it takes to compete, some of the skills that you need in this new world. What is the biggest surprise that you've seen in the virtual wave?
You know, I think we saw YouTube coming, and I think we saw Twitter, and we knew about social media, Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and Snapchat. These things, they were all coming. We even knew about AWS and Azure. They were all gradually coming, and even Zoom was creeping. I think the biggest surprise, which was a shocker to me, is the emergence of a monetary network. The virtualization of products and services and things that people did, well, that most people can get their hands around that. They experience that. But the virtualization of money, that's a big idea. We have $300 trillion worth of money floating around in stocks, bonds, commercial real estate, and cash and banks. And it's the 20th century form of assets. And what we saw this year is an explosion, an emergence of a new form of money. And that new form of money is cryptocurrency. And the winning cryptocurrency is Bitcoin. And as we discovered digital scarcity in the form of money, we realized that it's an open network, an open system form of virtual currency. And of course, what's interesting about it is you can plug it into a mobile application. So Bitcoin got plugged into Square Cash and PayPal, and the next stop is hundreds of millions of people plugging their mobile apps into a digital monetary network. And as Bitcoin got plugged into, it's getting plugged into mutual funds and investment funds, and we plugged into our company, we're really seeing the emergence of a dominant digital monetary network. Twitter became a dominant digital speech network. Facebook is a dominant digital social network. Amazon is a dominant digital retail network. Apple is a dominant digital mobile network of its own. And yet we never really thought there would be a digital monetary network. We didn't really need it before March, but in March of 2020, with the K-shaped recovery, simultaneously what we realized is Main Street needs to virtualize, and we needed to virtualize our products and our services in order to deliver them with much, much lower friction and human contact and at the speed of light. And then we also realized that we needed to find a way to virtualize our money, because the financial response to the pandemic is one of monetary expansion. And the monetary expansion has created asset inflation, and the asset inflation has created a stampede toward a new monetary system, a better monetary system. Just like Twitter is a better way to communicate your speech, just like YouTube is a better way to move your entertainment or your education content around, Bitcoin is a better way to move your money around. And that's one I just didn't see coming at all.
Yeah,